Hello. Huskies back again with more Washington Capitals GM mode, franchise mode commentary. Um, so if you can't guess by looking on the screen at the moment, or the fact that this video is titled Episode 2, even though I already uploaded an Episode 2, that is because I was dumb. I'd made the video, did all the progress, stopped the recording, turned around, didn't pay attention to the TV, did everything I needed to upload the video, and didn't realize I never saved it. I just casually switched games to play something else. Came back to go over, look over trades possibly, and came to the shocking realization that I never saved my progress. So that previous episode 2, sadly holds no merit anymore. I'm very upset at myself because the support that it got with only a few hours of being uploaded was immense, and it was awesome to see. And then I go and forget to save it, and what was a struggling Capitals team will probably end up being a first place team. Honestly, I want this team to struggle. I want it to be something similar like it was in the previous episode 2. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. Lines are all the same. Everything's the same as when I started. Except for the fact that there's no record. So, nope. And that means I have to change my injuries back to 10. If you can't tell by my voice, I'm very dejected. I'm very upset with myself that I let that happen. I really wanted to see what I could do with this team if they struggled. Because as some of the comments said in the episode 2 that's uploaded, were very on point. They were, is it the worst thing in the world for Washington to have a top 10 pick? But at the same time, I only have a couple of seasons to really capitalize on Ovechkin. So we're just going to go ahead and sim, and look at that, we already won our first game. We're already doing better. Son of a bitch. I really hope that this team struggles. Well, I mean, ideally I hope that we do good, but for the sake of the series that I already started, I want us to struggle at least similar to where we were. Yeah, I'm frustrated. Really upset with myself that I did that. We're 4-2. Ideally, this team should not struggle like it did in the last video I uploaded. It should, we've won 5 in a row. They should be a good team. They should be a top 3 team in the Metro. They should be ideally number 1 in the Metro, aside from maybe Pittsburgh and New York. This team doesn't have any size. Power forward was mentioned in the previous episode 2 comments. I know JVR was mentioned as a possible gain. Basically a swap for Marcus Johansson would probably work. Because I don't think Johansson really brings enough to the table to be an 86 overall and playing on that second line. Somebody else I was looking at, because I need bottom 6 guys, but I need bottom 6 guys that can score. I was looking at Jonathan Drouin of Tampa Bay. He doesn't have that high trade value. He's got a good offensive skill set. His defense isn't bad, and he's got pretty low trade value. I could probably snag him for a couple of veterans that they might want back. But like I said, we'll wait and see. I really hope you stick with this series if you watch the first 2 episodes, and you're watching this one too. Really hope that my being a dumbass doesn't hurt the viewership. I know it's tough to kind of restart when I'm only on episode 2. Well, luckily, I'm only on episode 2, I guess I should say. I can have an issue like that and really quickly just fix it. Well, yeah, fix it. Fix it's a good way to word it. Yeah, I'm just so frustrated with myself. But I mean, the team's winning. I'm not overly. I still think that the same needs are there that were discussed in the comments of episode 2. The team needs a power forward. I don't think Johansson has this. Marcus Johansson, that's what it is. I don't think he has a place on this team. I want to get Tom Wilson off the roster. Orlov's not ready yet. I shouldn't bring him in. I need a bona fide offensive guy for that bottom 6. I think Jonathan Drouin fits that, and he doesn't really have a spot in Tampa with all their good forwards. But yeah, we're still 4th in the division. The only real difference is the Islanders and us have swapped spots. Backup goalie is another issue I want to address because Philip Grubauer is not good enough. That's power play, not defense. I'm a mess. Nate Schmidt can come out. Yeah, so I mean, it's just. I'm just frustrated. And now I don't know how long this video is going to be because I pretty much went over everything in the last one, like what I wanted to do. I have ideas of what moves I want to make now. Yeah, But hey, we'll go with it. We're 18, 14, and 1 right now. Still not doing as well as I think the Capitals should be doing. Carl Alsner has been hit with a mild concussion, so he'll miss a week. We're not where I think the team should be, but at the same time, we're not terrible. We're still pretty close to where we were in the last sim. We've just swapped out some overtime losses for some wins, essentially. Alright, so it's January 5th. We're 37 games in. I'm going to go look at the stats. Kind of see if we can figure out who's doing good, who's doing bad. Last time we had Nate Schmidt in the lineup and he was a minus 14. So I didn't play him except for there because of injuries. We're 4th in the Metro at 42 points. Ovechkin's having a considerably better season. He has 24 goals in 37 games. These are the points I expected. Barkovsky's got 10. Brett Connolly's got 10. Like, we have depth scoring this time. We don't have that massive net minus. That 4th line still sucks. Of these 3 guys, they're minus 8, minus 5, minus 4 because they don't score. It's tough to be a plus when you don't score. That first line is doing really well. Burkowski's doing good. Like I said, I'm surprised Connolly's got 10 goals on that 3rd line. But Ovechkin really this is a completely different sim than what we had last season, which is cool to see. Philip Grubauer still sucks. That's pretty much fact. Let's look at our AHL, because I think I had all that set up still. I hope I had all that set up. Yeah, I did. Oh boy, Philip Sandberg. This dude I brought in is a minus 20. Same with Chris Bork. That's bad. Derek Rose got 27 points. Riley Barber is 27. Jakob is 23. So they're not doing the best. It's definitely a come down from what they were. Zobi leads the league in goals. He sure does. Stamkos, Perry, Palmieri. Interesting. Kucherov. Stamkos leads the league in points. That whole line leads the league in points. Man. Alright, so if I'm going to stay competitive, I'm going to go get a backup goalie. Because Philip Grubauer is not good enough. Let me put him on the block and see who I can get for him. Philip Grubauer. Who wants him? Arizona wants him. They don't have any goalies they want to trade though. Goalies. Mike Smith. How much does Mike Smith make though? He makes 5.6. That's insane. He's an 84 overall, making almost $6 million. Alright, never mind. He's not the option. Ideally, I find a goalie who's like on a 1 or 2 way deal. Or 1 or 2 way contract. 1 or 2 year contract, sorry. Anders Nielsen. He might be someone to look at. Can I just do a straight up swap Philip Grubauer for Anders Nielsen? No. Okay. Carolina, you have Eddie Lack. You have 1 win in 11 games. Alright, I think that's more your team, but that's enough to turn me off. Bobrovsky and Korpisalo. I just need a backup. Just need someone who's not... I need like a Scott Darling. What's Pickard? 82? Really don't want to give up anything to him. I don't think this Hobbs kid's gonna turn in anything. So if I do this, they have more than 50. Of course they do. And they only want to give up those. Yeah. God damn it. It's gonna be one of these guys. Alright, so there's our backup goalie. We have Calvin Pickard as our backup goalie. I think that's okay. I need to send this kid down though. Alright. Yeah, you don't have a spot here. I don't care if you're on waivers. Alright, so there's our backup goalie. I think that's a good fit. That's a good improvement. And hey, if he grows into a starter, I'll trade him. That's maybe that's trade ammunition going forward. Another trade I'm gonna look into making. I'm not gonna make just yet. I want to see how we keep going first. I kind of want to do that power forward deal because I think I can get JVR from Toronto. Because there aren't too many other power forwards that really have an impact. I mean, Mark Stone in Ottawa. But I think Stone in Ottawa is way too expensive. I know somebody in the comment is going to be calling out for Mark Stone because I mentioned him. But we'll see. I think he's just too expensive. Evgeny Kuznetsov. We'll assistant coach replace that because he's only out for a couple games. And a couple games isn't going to hurt us. He should be back for the Pittsburgh series. Or not. Dmitry Orlov. Okay. Kuznetsov's back. He'll probably be back for the Hawks game. Nate Prosser. No, I don't need Nate Prosser. Nope, steps him. Okay, phew. Don't want Kuznetsov of all people to have morale issues. That would not go well. Alright, so I didn't see where we were. Alright, so I need to put Kuznetsov back here. My defense, I think Orlov got replaced. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're still struggling for a playoff spot. I mean, this is pretty similar to where we were. I mean, we're not nearly as bad, but we're still not doing nearly as well as I think we should be. I mean, our record doesn't look that ugly. From a Washington Capitals perspective, it does. I don't get what it is, man, with Philly in year one. They just fit EA's sim system. I'm trying to think of any other power forwards that are someone to go after, but there really aren't many good power forwards in this league. At least it's Simwell, I should say. Okay, Ryan Bork, that's cool. Cool, show me a Dmitry Orlov thing. Nothing, alright, cool, so we can sim. 24, 20, and 4. I don't remember what our record was, but I think it's pretty close to that. I think we were like, I don't remember. I'm not gonna guess. Defense. Although I think Ovechkin probably cooled off because, like I said, he had 24 goals in 37 games. That's impressive. Even for Ovechkin, that's impressive. So if he came down to earth at all, this team was going to struggle. So pretty much the next sim here is going to show if we're going to be a buyer or a seller at the deadline. Brooks Orpik got hurt, but he'll be back for the next game. Or he'll just play injured. I mean, I'd like to make the playoffs. That was the goal. I mean, the goal is to win a cup these first couple of years. But if I can take advantage of this whole top 10 pick, possibly? I don't think we're going to have a top 10 pick. That would only make this team even more dangerous going forward. And I have a real big decision to make with TJ Oshie in this offseason because he's a free agent who's going to want $7 or $8 million, and I don't think I'm going to have $7 or $8 million, so I don't even think I can bring him back if I want to. So I'm going to need to figure something out for that first line. Because I highly doubt that I bring back Oshie. I don't think that's a possibility. I just don't think the cap would work. Alright, we're Matt Niskanen, he'll be out for a few days. They really downplay concussions in this game. That would a mild concussion, he's only out for a week. Madison Bowie, oh, that's not what I wanted to see. That's like the one guy in the AHL that needs to play. Trade deadline is almost, alright, so we're 1 day off the trade deadline. We're sitting 3rd in the division. We're only a point ahead of the wild card spot. I'm assuming in both spots. Oh man, where am I at time wise? 17 minutes. All right, so Ovechkin has 63 points. So I think Ovechkin's still popping off. Yeah, 63 points in 61 games. They already got 30 goals. Backstrom's got 14. Oshie's got 16. Carlson has 38. Kuznetsov has 34. Burakovsky's only had 3 goals the last 30 games, but he's still got 28 points. Brett Connolly's only had 1 goal, so he's cooled off as well. This fourth line's not nearly as big of a mind. Oh, yeah, they are. Never mind. Nate Schmidt in 22 games at -3. Oh, boy. I really need to improve that last D pairing. Although, how is Taylor Chorney's? I mean, he's got 3 points. And he's even. Orlov's got 5 points. He's +1. I really don't have any defensive issues aside from the 7th D-man. Carlson has 38 points. Niskanen has 17. If I go to goalies, let's see how Picard's doing. 8-4 with the 238. I don't know how many of that's here, but our goalies are doing well. Picard's up to an 83. Holtby's a 92. I mean, goaltending is not going to be an issue for this team. AHL. Alright, so these guys have really picked it up. Barber, Jakob, Galiev. This third line still, though. -28, -23, -27. That's insane. But the guys that I want to progress should progress. They're already 80s. I don't have goalies, right? I have 2 diff, just kind of meh. Alright, does Ovi still lead the league in points? Or lead the league in goals? I'm assuming he does. He's got 31 goals, and he's averaging half a goal a game. Oh, I think Stamkos and Patrick Kane both. Wow, Tavares is 35. Ovechkin's 3. He's 7th in goals. Well, he's fucking Stamkos. Stamkos and Palat have 79 points in 61 games. Kucherov right behind 7. That's nuts. Carlson, Ryan O'Reilly. Shea Weber's up there. Kyle Oposo. God damn. Paul Mary's still hanging with them. I thought he'd fall off. Some interesting stats there. Alright, what's our special teams looking like? 14% power play. Holy shit. 85%. Our penalty kill is really good, but our power play is fucking trash. It's absolutely terrible. Alright, so 20 minutes. The deals that I want to make involve this man and I don't think he's going to be on this list. This guy. These are the 2 guys I want to deal to improve. I think the big one that I could do to Toronto is for JVR. JVR makes 4.2 for 2 years left. I don't think he gets any higher than 86. He won't. He's an elite, so he can max out an 87. But he's a good power forward. He's got 30 points. He's probably a second liner in this team. So he's someone to look at. A trade that I think works is this guy, and I think I just throw him a AHL defenseman, because you're what, 20 something? You're 22, so you're not going to be anything. And then for Van Riemsdyk, all I have to get from them is Ben Smith, and I believe this trade goes through. It's saving me 300,000 in cap space, whoop-de-doo. But I think it improves that second line. Johansson's got 30 points, Van Riemsdyk's got 30 points, but Van Riemsdyk scores more. His defense is a little meh, but I think his offensive... He doesn't have the discipline Johansson does, but he's got better puck skills, he's got better physical categories, he's got better senses. Well, not senses, but... I just think he brings a different element that Johansson doesn't bring. Like I said, this team doesn't have a big guy. So that's one option. And then the other option, oops. The other one I want to look into grabbing is from Tampa. And that is Jonathan Drouin, because he's down here. He doesn't have the highest trade value. He's top 6 medium potential. Again, he's a sniper. Good offensive awareness. Not so much defense. Obviously, he's a sniper. But he's a third liner, right? Third line scoring forward. I can't see because it's broken. Do they want Tom Wilson? Because I'm going to make this deal right now if they do. They don't. Oh, they do. No, I'm dumb. So they want Tom Wilson. They're willing to give me Drouin. He's a third line scoring forward. They want Brett Connolly. They do. So I would be willing to trade Tom Wilson and Brett Connolly for Jonathan Drouin. And... oh... that's a different Paquette. Never mind. I was like, Cedric Paquette? What? No, that's a different Paquette. Jeremy Moore, no. JT Brown. That's 2 snipers. He doesn't have any defense. He would... Eric Condra, Cedric Paquette. I can go back to Paquette. I don't remember how I got Paquette. I think I grabbed Michael Bourneval. No. Now we're getting too high of trade values here. Corey Conacher's still in the league? Wow. I think I tried to get JT Brown and Jonathan Drouin for Wilson and Connolly. Trade rejected. We'd like Tom Wilson. Okay, so it's 2 of the same. So they wouldn't take Connolly. But they would take Tom Wilson. This Sanford kid... oops, I didn't want to do that. This Sanford kid, he's 22, top 9 forward. I don't think he's going to turn into anything. What do his AHL stats look like? He has 21 points, 56 games. He's a +7. Doesn't have any discipline, though. Where does that put me trade value-wise? I've got more trade value, so I can oh, oops. Oh, so again, that's the same thing. So they'd honestly want a defenseman. Dmitry Orlov's on there, but I don't have anybody to... Well, if I do this, if I trade them Orlov, do they have a defenseman that's on this list that's shitty? Well, not shitty. Nesterov, Schuster. See, if I think if I put Nesterov here, they won't do it. Yeah. This would be a nice trade to make because it frees up some cap space. And I really don't want to trade any draft picks. Well, I don't have any draft picks. I don't have any draft picks at all. I only have a first round pick. Let's try a third round pick 2 years from now, maybe? That's close. Well, let's see, 2 years from now I shouldn't need a second round pick because I should be a deep playoff team. Really? Still rejected, huh? I feel like I'm giving up too much here. The value's just a bit too low. Alright, so I'm gonna say that was a good deal. Because what that does is it frees up cap room. I should call somebody up. I'm actually gonna call up Sanford. Yeah. That move, what that does is it frees up cap room. It puts scoring into my bottom 6 that I didn't previously have. Because that brings, I can bring in Drouin. Boosh, substitute all lines. I'm actually gonna put Connolly down 1. Switch him to this side. Drouin left side, so he needs to be over here. Needs to have good offensive awareness, good enough to the point that hopefully Drouin develops to at least an 84 and 85. And then Nesterov is a good bottom fit, I think. He's an offensive defenseman. It'll be interesting to see if him and Chorney work. He's got good defensive stats. They're about the same as Chorney's. He's got better offensive awareness. And I can actually take out Schmidt for... Oh, is he still hurt? I think he's still hurt, so never mind. Right? Because it's... Who's just not in the lineup? Niskanen's not in the lineup. Niskanen's hurt. Alright, so those are the trades I've made so far. I'll wait for opinions on that James Van Riemsdyk deal. If that's something I should look into. Scratched. Christian Thomas, sure, we'll put him in. Alright. So there we go. That's what we're working with for the time being. Like I said, I'm very sorry that this had to kind of restart. But I feel like we're off too late. That's a bit of a hit, Nesterov, or Orlov for Nesterov. But like I said, it frees up cap space. Nesterov's only worth $1 million, $500,000. Drouin's only worth $700,000 for now. I mean, but I should be able to sign him on a cap-friendly deal for the next few years. So even if he only develops into a bottom 6 guy, that's all he needs to be. But yeah, I'm gonna stop it there. Give me your feedback on the possible James Van Riemsdyk deal, and if there's other power forwards I should look at, because I do want to trade Johansson for a power forward, because I don't think Johansson really fits anywhere in this team. But yeah, comment your opinions and how big of an idiot you think I am for not saving. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And as always, the end card will be on the screen for all the previous playlists for GM mode and the current VIA Pro I have going on. Yeah, and I'm going to have another episode of GM mode out tomorrow, as this one's going up on the same day as the previous one. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Really hope that you stick with the series.